Okay, say hi. Say hi. Oh, you don't like this. Say hi. Say I'm Patches. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Sandy back. I want to welcome everybody back and welcome any newcomers. And if you're a newcomer and you enjoy my video, please subscribe, and then you'll know when I put out a new one. I hope everybody's doing really well. I'm doing well, and it's Sunday, and it is October 15th. I have to look at the calendar because I can never remember what day of the week it is, but I do know it's Sunday because I went to church today. Got a couple of things to tell you guys today, some things to show you. I'm kind of excited because, I don't know, I got a lot of stuff, and so I'm going to get right to it, and then we can get through this video. First, I thought you might like to see something that my mother-in-law made many years ago. She worked with crocheting. She was very good crocheter, and then she got into plastic canvas and stuff, and she did this little guy right here, and he's crocheted, and this is a big plastic butter container. And she's been gone for many years, but this is my Halloween, so I thought I would show that to you. Okay, I've got some notes here. I'm going to try to keep myself on track so I don't get too far off. I've been very busy amongst a whole bunch of other stuff that's been going on. I went to my 50th class reunion. I graduated from high school in 1967. Yeah, 1967. And my friend and I, that we were best friends in high school, we went together. It was Wednesday afternoon, and it wasn't a hugely organized thing, but there was quite a few people that showed up for it not being that organized. We had a good time, and it was fun. Everybody kept telling me I looked just the way I looked in high school, and I thought, yeah, right. But there were people, I didn't know who they were, and then once we look at the name tag, it was like, oh, yeah. But it was a lot of fun. On this past Friday, made a trip with my sister-in-law down to Amish country. And if you're not familiar with Amish country or Amish people, I'll give you just a little bit of information here. There are a lot of Amish communities in Indiana, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. And I don't know if there's more in other places, but I know that I'm in Ohio, and I'm in the northern part of Ohio, but the Amish community is probably about 2 hours south. And we went down to see a play, and we went to an Amish restaurant and had a wonderful meal. Amish restaurants are well known for the food, and it's awesome. And then we went over and we saw a play, and here is the program from that play, and it was called The Confession, and it was based on a Beverly Lewis book, and I don't know how many people would be familiar, but she is a very well-known author of books about the Amish and the areas that they live in. And it was really good. It was a fantastic play. So I thought I'd let you know about that. Okay, then also I was going to show you this. I've been going to a book study group on Monday nights at my church. I happen to be of the Lutheran religion, and this book doesn't have anything to do with Lutherans, but it's called What is the Bible? And I'm going to have to move it over here to read the rest of this. How an ancient library of poems, letters, and stories can transform the way you think and feel about everything. And it's written by a person named Rob Bell. And there's a picture of him on the back here. And he is a pastor, but he is a very progressive pastor. He's kind of, I'm trying to think of the word that our pastor used to describe him. Progressive is probably a good word. He has a lot of maybe new age ideas, and he's written several different books, and he apparently, from the information that I've gotten, is his church that he founded actually ousted him as the pastor because they didn't like some of his ideas. So going to that, we're only a little ways into it, and he really does have a different way of looking at things than what I've always been taught. So it'll be interesting to get through the whole book. And our pastor told us that he lays all these foundations down and then ties it all together at the end. So I guess I'll know more then. Okay, let me put that over there out of the way. And I had an FFO. And I had showed you this a while ago, but I hadn't finished it. And this was a stamped cross stitch that I did so far back, I don't even remember when I did it. But it had come, it was a kit, and it came with the little lace, and it came with this little hoop here. And I finally got it put together, and so I will be hanging that up. I haven't decided just where I'm going to put it yet, but I had an FFO, and I was really excited about that. So we'll put that over there to the side. Okay, now I have a future new start, and I thought I'd tell you about that. I don't want to get too many more things going for 2017 because I've got way too many things going now. And I had said, I think in one of my first videos, that I didn't tend to work on too many projects at a time because it made me anxious. And I have started so many new things that I can't believe I've done this. But I kind of feel like you guys, a lot of you out there are enablers, because I keep hearing about all the stuff you're, all the stuff you're doing, then I want to do it. But at Christmas time, or from Thanksgiving through Christmas, I kind of like to be doing a Christmas item. And so I am going to, see if I can get that up there so that you guys can see it. That's the problem with showing things on your phone. There he is. Oh, I had him, and then he kind of blacked out of there again. Let's see if I can get it in there again without my screen going. Okay, not sure if you got the, I think you got the gist. But it's a cute little Santa Claus with a little tree next to him and some woodland animals. And so I'm going to be starting that probably either sometime in November, and working on that through on and off through November and December, so that I can have a Christmas piece I'm working on. I'm doing that on 11 count Aida. I had a nice piece of 11 count white Aida that someone had given to me, and so I thought, well, I'll use it on that because then I can quickly stitch and get through that. And if you notice that my light seems to be changing, the sun is kind of, the wind is blowing really hard today, and the sun's kind of going in and out and in and out, so that's why the light keeps changing. And I don't have any regular lights, electric lights turned on in the room, so it's just the daylight coming in. Okay, I had a new start, and it's not much of one, but if you remember, I had gotten the Quaker Diamonds, and I had gone to my local L&S and got the fabric, and I'm not using the Valdani threads. I am using Weeks Dye Works, and one of the threads was something else, and I can't remember right now what it is. But I had a tiny little start, and it's in the hoop because I'm going to be working on it again, so I didn't want to take it out of the hoop, but there's my start. It might not be much, but it's a start. And this fabric is called Dense Fog. I don't know how, I'll put it up there close. Maybe you can see what color it comes out. It's kind of a greenish. It is a 14 count hand-dyed Jovelin Ada by Witchelt, or Weichelt. I've heard people say it both ways. I'm going to choose to say Witchelt. So whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong. Okay, so there's that one. All right, now my whips. This is from the fall sale that I was doing for Cross Stitch Finish Line. And this is 14 count Vintage Country Cream Ada from Witchelt. And there is my progress on that one. And I got quite a bit done on that before I put it away. And I might get this out again throughout the month of October and get a little bit more done on that. All right, my next whip was for the Witchy Sal on Cross Stitch Finish Line. I always have threads hanging off everything. And this is on 14 count Ada. I think it's like a ivory. And the witch is pretty much done. I've got some back stitching to do on the witch. And then I need to start the cauldron because she's got her spoon going across there, but there's nothing there for her to stir. So that is that one. I also did some work on my springtime tulips, and this one is on 14 count Chalice Ada from Picture This Plus. And fold down that top and see if you are able to see that. And I was working more on the, I think all the flowers are done. I've just got a little back stitching to do yet. And then I had started down into the watering can. And so I will get back to it. For some reason, this one isn't my favorite one to work on. I don't know why. I love the flowers, but I kind of tend to ignore it some. So I may have to just put that one away for a while and then take it out after maybe in a few months or something. Okay, I've also been working on another outhouse, and I have been doing a stitch along with Sandra's Stitches, and she's way ahead of me, but I get a little bit done on it here and there. And this is on 14 count green Ada, and that's where I'm at with that. And I was working on this a little bit this morning before I went to church. And I'll probably work on it a little bit more today. See if I can get a bit more done on that one. Okay, my next one that I worked on was Bayside Cottage. And that is from this Dimensions kit, the Petites. And I really love this one. And I would say I'm probably about it's the small one because it's the petite, and I would say that I'm probably about a quarter of the way finished with this. Hope I'm holding that level. And I've got two little boats there, two birds, and most of that sky and the clouds and everything were half stitches. Those were pretty easy. But then when you get down here and now going over to here, these are full crosses, and there's a lot of like one stitch, two stitches maybe. So confetti, I guess that's what we call that, is confetti. Okay, my next one that I worked on is the Shades of Summer, and that's my Artisy design. And that's this one, and this is the biggie. And I have this in the Q-snap. I went back to the Q-snap. I started with a Q-snap, and then it was just so heavy for me. So then I tried to use a hoop, and I just couldn't corral all that material because this is a big one. And so I went back to the Q-snap, and I am going to try to work on it on the Q-snap and continue on. I have a little bit of it covered up at the top with the needle minder and the Q-snap at the top, but I'll get that up there. I am probably about halfway down the first page. Probably a little bit more than half over here, but then I've got this up here. So I would say altogether, it's probably halfway. And this is very, very confetti heavy in this area here. And it's just, I keep waiting because I know that when I get down here, this part of the page, I notice that there's where you have some areas where you're going to be stitching the same color for a little bit, a couple of rows maybe, for maybe 15 stitches across and then a couple of rows down. I can hardly wait. I don't mind confetti except when it's row after row after row, and then it starts getting, then I think, okay, putting this away and getting something else out, because it just gets to be a little much. Okay, I'm also, and I'm not going to show you these today, but I'm also working on my back stitching for my Paula Vaughn Spring Garden Spot. Didn't do much on that, just a little tiny bit. And I did do some more back stitching on the Cardinals. Now I did do, well, not a lot, but I did, you know, I think I was trying to work an hour at a time when I could get a chance on that. So it's coming along, but it's not ready to say it's finished yet. So I will continue to work on that. Okay, that's all of my whips. And now I'm going to show you some purchases. I had said I wasn't going to buy anything else, that I had plenty to work on, and that's true. I do have plenty to work on, but I happened upon some things that I thought, well, okay, I'm going to do it. The first thing I did was, well, I went on Amazon. Probably should have stayed off Amazon. And I purchased 2 of these 8x10 magnet boards. I use these to hold my pattern, because I think I've said before, I stitch in a recliner, leaning back, and I bring my knees up and rest my feet on the foot part of the recliner, and then I set this up against my knees with my pattern on it, and then I bring my light over, my magnifier, and I hold my item either in a hoop or a Q-snap and stitch that way. So what I was finding was I had quite a few of these, but since I've started so many projects, I kept having to switch the pattern back and forth from one magnet board to another, and I was getting tired of that. So they had a special sale on Amazon, so I ordered 2 of these. Then I happened upon 2 charts that I have had seen other people working on in the past and absolutely loved them. And when I had looked them up before, they were their kits, and they were just a little bit more expensive than I wanted to pay. Well, I found them on sale, and they were on sale at a price that I thought, okay, I'll pay that. So the first one that I got is the Dimensions Gold Collection, and it is the, I think it's called Japanese Flower Garden, or Japanese Garden. And I'm not taking these, I haven't opened these yet, so if you're getting a glare, I apologize. But those cherry blossoms and those flowers and that water and that bridge, it's awesome. And I wanted this so badly, and it was finally at a price where I thought I could pay that. So I got this, and then I've seen other people stitching this one, and I fell in love with it, but it's on black Aida, and I thought, after I did the white wolves on the black Aida, I thought, you know what, maybe I shouldn't try that again. Well, I'm not sure I'm going to use the black Aida, but here it is, Frederick the Literate. It's Dimensions kit, and I'm of 2 minds with this. I could either use the black Aida that's in the kit and just stitch on it for short periods of time and leave it out here where I do my stitching and just pick it up and maybe do a half hour and then put it away and pick up something else. I think I could handle the black Aida for that. Or I could stitch it on some other color that's not black. When you think about a bookshelf, like my bookshelf, it's brown because it's like a oak color. And so I could do that, and that might be a little easier on the eyes. I haven't decided yet, but I will make a decision before. I won't be starting this anytime soon. So, of course, these are both their kits, fabric, floss, and I'll be putting these away until I get some other things finished. But I'm really excited to have those because those were two things that I really thought I'd like to stitch. Okay, the next thing that I got was I ordered some of the Mary Ellen's Best Pressed. I think it was Sandra Stitches on Instagram showed some fabric that she had ironed first without the Best Press and then showed the difference when she used the Best Press. And I thought that I need that because my using hoops as much as I do and folding my fabric the way I do, a lot of times when I go to put it in the frame, I have a lot of issues with the lines. And some of the things that I framed, you can actually see that line in there. And I thought, that's worth it. So I went ahead and purchased that. The other thing that I got was I bought some needle minders. This was another thing where I saw somebody talking about, I think it's called Denkai Designs. They're in the UK and they're an Etsy shop. And so somebody had said that they had gotten some really nice things there. So I thought, well, okay, I'll go online and look. And I did. And I agree. Very, very nice needle minders. So I ordered some. And those came in, and I'm just going to quickly show you a few of these. Most of them are still on the cards because I haven't done anything with them. We've got a kitty cat, and oh, they're sticking together here. And then we have another little kitty cat. He's cute. And then this was the freebie, little owl. And then these, I don't know how well you'll be able to see these. These are irises, flowers, and I'm not even sure I'm holding these the right way, but I'm just going to quickly, I love flowers in case you haven't figured that one out yet. And there's that, whoop, get that glare off of there. Hopefully you can see that one. And this one, I took this one off and was using it. Thought that was really cute. A lot of glare on there. Okay, so those are my needle minders. And then I was looking, I'm seeing everybody show your project bags from So Much to Love. And I went on there and I was looking and I thought, oh, this is a little more money than I would want to spend because I don't really need a project bag. I use those plastic boxes with the lids. But I thought, but I want one just because I saw other people have it and I wanted it. So they were having clearance on a few things. So I went and I looked at their clearance and lo and behold, you know how I am about cats. I found a kitty bag. It's kittens and it's super cute, but they had right on their website that they're running like 2 to 3 weeks behind, so that one hasn't come yet, so I have that one to look forward to. I think I got just about everything else that I had ordered. Oh, I ordered 2 little rulers, the kind that are in that come with the magnetic board. Some of the ones that I have, because of marking my pattern and marking up against them, they've become kind of wore out and they're looking pretty bad. So I ordered a couple more of those, and those have to come from the UK, and so I'm still waiting on those. Okay, the next thing we had last time, I had a giveaway. and I've already notified the winners, and they have responded back to me, and I will be sending their items out. I don't live right in town, so I told both of them that it would take me a little while to get into town and get them mailed out, but I'm going to probably do that tomorrow or Tuesday and get those out. But the magazines, the 2 magazines that I had shown last time, these were won by Verpy R. And congratulations, Verpy. And I'll be getting those out to you and as soon as possible. And the fabric that I had, the 28 count, that for anybody new, I have vision issues and tried 28 count, but I can't stitch on it. So I was giving this away, and this was won by Threads All Over, and her name is Carolyn. And congratulations, Carolyn, and as I told you, I will be getting this out to you as soon as possible. And let's see, I think that is just about everything. I don't think I wrote anything on the next page here. Let me check just to make sure. Nope, that's it. So as far as the future coming up here, I told you I'm going to be starting that Santa. I'm going to work a little bit more on that Quaker Diamonds. I just put that little bit in there, but that fabric is awesome. And that was hand-dyed Jobelin Ada by Witchelt. And I got that at my local LNS. And let's see, what else? The other fabric that I got that was by Witchelt is the Vintage Country Cream Ada, and that's pretty nice too. I have been a little bit not anxious about the number of whips that I've got, but what I'm concerned about is I feel like I'm not getting things finished. And that's because I'm working on so many different things. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick out 1 or 2 items to make them a, what's the word I want to use? Make those a priority. And I decided that probably the best thing to do would be to pick out something small, and so that would be probably the witchy, the witch with the cauldron, and make that a priority, stitch on that a little bit more than anything else, and then pick up the other things as they call to me. I put these projects upstairs in a spare bedroom, and I keep hearing them. They call to me, stitch me, stitch me. I don't know if anybody else has that happen. It's kind of an odd feeling when you're sitting down here and you're stitching on something and you hear something else calling you. But my wonderful saying, it is what it is. So I am going to wish everybody happy stitching time, wish everybody good health, and look forward to watching more Flosstube. I got a little bit behind, but I'm going to try to get myself caught up here. And the long Flosstube videos are the ones that are killers, because I put them on and I'm stitching, and I watch them on my tablet, and my battery keeps going dead. And then I maybe get 1.5 videos watched, and my battery's down, and I have to go and plug it in and get it charged back up again before I can watch any more. And so consequently, I keep falling further and further behind. So I'm going to work on that and keep watching. And I guess that's it. So take care, everybody, and I hope everybody has lots of time to stitch and no frogging, and that Everybody's doing really great. So I will see you next time. Looking forward to it. Bye.